Hi everyone. This week's Monday Vibes theme is duality, and I wanted to write it because I have been feeling a lot of conflicting emotions in the last couple of weeks, months really, about everything that is going on. And I just wanted to be super honest and transparent about the fact that I have been judging the shit out of everyone. And it was a hard newsletter to share because it's an uglier side of me that I don't like to share with many people, let alone the public. I don't even let myself feel what I am feeling and letting that be okay. I mean, I even use the word, it's an ugly side of me, but in fact, I mean, we all have this judgy part of us. We all have shadows. We all have triggers. So that's why I wanted to share with all of you that I am just as human and imperfect and full of judgments. So I'll just read you what I wrote about how I have been judging other people. I've been judging their fears, their anxiety, their inability to slow down, their hoarding, their hand sanitizer and face masks and surgical gloves, their online workouts, their news articles, their not so helpful responses like stay safe, which I still don't really know what that means. It's like, I'm trying. Their attempts to control others, their lack of eye contact when they go outside, their refusal to go outside, their lectures about being socially responsible, which often seem like a projection of their own fears, their martyrdom, their elitism, privilege, intellectualizing everything that's going on, their discomfort with mortality, their unawareness of the global shift in consciousness that's happening. And then the unthinkable happened, which is I became one of those people. Almost overnight, I got sucked into this anxiety vortex and was suddenly buying a million Lysol wipes, opening doors with my elbows. We've all done it. And playing out worst case scenarios in my head. And I remember I was so embarrassed because I had been judging everyone about all of this, and then I was doing it and I was like, oh my god, I'm just like those people. And I remember crying to my therapist and saying, I feel really dumb for falling for it. And she said, dumb for feeling scared? Why is being scared something to be ashamed of? And then I said, I guess after all of this work, I thought I would have been able to stay strong. Like I wouldn't have gotten pulled into the panic just like everyone else. And then as I was saying that, it hit me. Here I had been judging everyone about being scared and thinking I was somehow above it all, when really we're all just doing the best we can. And we're going to teeter-totter towards, we're going to have a million different emotions at any given moment, and that we're all just trying to get through the day without breaking, trying to protect ourselves and our families, trying to process just the chaos that we're going through right now in the ways that we know how. And so the moral of the story is there's a duality in everything, light and dark, right and wrong, yin and yang. Nothing is all one thing or all another. It's both and. There's a spectrum, a huge gray area, all the colors of the rainbow that we're experiencing. And we all have these different facets and layers of ourselves. So once I accepted that it was okay for me to change my mind and have this full spectrum of emotions, to feel one way, but in reality, to want to feel one way, but in reality, feeling another, I was able to have a lot more compassion for other people and where they were at. And research shows that we can't have compassion for others until we can have compassion for ourselves. We can't accept other people's differences, different experiences, their shortcomings, their imperfections, until we recognize all of that within ourselves. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but again, it all starts with us, even though our instinct is to want to, force ourselves to feel one way about another person, or our instinct is to feel one way about another person. It's kind of always comes back to how we feel about ourselves and how we treat ourselves with kindness, or how we judge ourselves. So if this last month has stirred up old triggers and shadows for you like it has for me, I'd love to help you work through all the uncomfy feelings and emotions that come up with all of that in my new workshop. It used to be called Self-Love 2.0 Beyond Bubble Baths and Positive Affirmations, but we have changed a few things to make it really targeted and relevant for what we're all going through right now. So it's now called Self-Love in Uncertain Times. And we'll be covering the science of self-love and self-acceptance, getting clear on your needs, setting healthy boundaries, having difficult conversations, separating your emotions from other people's emotions, shadow work, unpacking your triggers, and grief rituals. There's a lot of grieving that's happening right now, and it's important to feel all of that and process it so that we can, keep ourselves regulated and intact. And then, of course, meditation and somatic exercises, and we'll be doing a little dancing because movement is really good right now. It's really important to get out of our heads into our bodies and kind of move and discharge some of that energy. So now really is the time is right to be doing this work, and I would love to hold your hand through it, not as someone who has all the answers, but as someone who truly is walking this path alongside you. We're dealing with a lot of tough stuff right now. None of us are perfect, but together we can learn to stop criticizing ourselves for feeling how we feel, and by doing so, we can also be less critical of others and how they are feeling. So for this week, I want you to think about, to ask yourself, what do you tend to judge about others? And are these things that you judge about yourself as well? And your mantra for the week is, we're all doing the best that we can. So I hope you'll join me for this upcoming self-love online workshop. It'll be a really sweet, intimate time to self-reflect and connect with each other and just move through some of what is going on. And as always, if you aren't a Monday Vibes subscriber and you would love the full subscriber-only tools and resources, you can sign up on my website, www.elizabeth-sue.com/MondayVibes. Take care, everyone. Mwah!